Hi, Ron. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yep.
Okay.
What's your
How old are you?
38.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
For multiple reasons. Want me to go one by one or what?
Yeah, just tell us what are the reasons, your best reason for supporting Trump.
I like how he made NATO pay their fair share and expose them for exactly who they are.
And what
Just
is
a bunch
that?
of people we don't need, and just a bunch of people we don't really need, and that we think we rely on them, and we really don't.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Trump says we need Greenland, correct?
Yeah, Trump says a lot of stuff. I'll agree with
Do
that.
you agree that we need Greenland for national security reasons?
It'd be nice to have them, although I don't think it's unnecessary.
So you don't even think relations with them is necessary, even through NATO, to establish national security?
I don't see a problem with. I don't see a problem with having Greenland.
No, I meant like
I'm with it.
if you got rid of NATO, then how do you have any sort of secure presence within Greenland?
Wait, what?
If you get rid of NATO, because you just showed us how useless NATO is, we don't need NATO. If you get rid of NATO, how do
Yeah.
you ensure security in the Arctic?
Mm-hmm. Why do we need security in the Arctic?
From Russia?
Oh, you gave it to him. I was just about to say, who else occupies that space?
Wait, come on. Trump is literally the one
Oh, you
claiming
mean
that we
Russia?
need Greenland.
Do you mean Russia, who can't even take over Ukraine right now?
Oh, okay, wait.
That
So,
Russia?
okay, so you're saying, and by the way, because of NATO's presence, because of the fact that NATO has presence that prevents Russia from invading the rest of Europe, along with the fact that in terms of Ukraine, Ukraine is bolstered by the countries within NATO funding Ukraine. So NATO is
Also-
what's preventing Russia from invading the rest of Europe.
Also, the strategic placement of NATO allies inside of Ukraine, like the United States has multiple U.S. businesses inside of Ukraine, where Russia tends not to try to strike because it'll cause additional issues. So they're very limited as far as how much they can pursue certain things.
Well, were they not paying their fair share in the beginning, or what? Their 2% that they agreed to?
They were paying the 2%, then they are paying the 2%.
They were paying their 2%
Yeah, they're paying it.
before Trump? Before Trump.
No. Since that point, and most of the increase happened under Biden due to the Russia-Ukraine war, not because of Trump.
Yeah, so Trump didn't go and negotiate and tell them to pay their fair share?
You know that this isn't even to the NATO budget, right? This is just their defense budget.
There is no such thing as a NATO budget. What do
There
you mean?
is. Yes, there is. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean there's no NATO budget? Yes, there is. We contribute 16%
What's
of
it-
NATO's
who-
budget on an annual basis.
What do you
I-
mean when you say the NATO's budget? Do you mean like there's a big bank account, like a one big?
They have an annual
pot that
budget
everybody
of
pitches
like
into?
expenditures so that they can operate in terms of difference in negotiations, diplomacy, and required things that NATO needs to do so in order to operate as an entity. So you understand that, right?
So
Like they have a
them paying
budget.
their-
The
them paying
U.S.
their
controls.
fair share, though,
The
right?
U.S. takes 16% of that budget.
Yeah, so they pay their percentage of their GDP, correct?
No, the percentage of the GDP is defense spending. These things are not even related.
And that's what I was just about to say. You keep saying fair share, but it's not based off of a quote unquote fair share. It's based off of how much the country spends on defense. So
Yes,
the reason why
as
the
a,
United
as a
States,
portion of their GDP.
And
Yeah.
we told and
exactly.
Trump told them to pay their 2%.
That doesn't what does that have to do with us? That has to do with their own defense. Like
Right. Well, they agreed to do that, and they weren't doing that until Trump came along and
Right.
said, "You guys need to pay their fair share."
that's not true.
that's not paying fair share though. That makes no sense.
Their 2% that they agreed to, and then he raised it to 5%. Right.
5% is unhinged. That
raised
would
it
mean
to
that we
5%, right?
you know, if it's 5%, we need like 1.5 trillion a year.
Also, Trump can't raise anything. Trump doesn't run NATO. Like all this is just like cope.
Well, that's funny because he told them to pay their 2%, and they did, right?
They
They
did
were
mostly
all-
under Biden.
Yeah.
Wait, hold
Right?
on. I want to make sure you understand this. A majority of the countries were already paying their quote unquote 2%, their fair share, and Donald Trump harped on the amount of countries
hold
that
on.
weren't.
When was that?
Let me finish. Donald Trump harped on the amount of the countries that didn't, and the actual spending as far as those countries being able to meet that 2%. Yes, it did increase some, but the majority of the uptick occurred under Biden. But even more than that, right? Understanding the functionality.
Wait. When you say under Biden, hold on. When you say under Biden, are you saying that like Biden did something to make them pay their 2%?
No, I was just saying under
Biden,
Biden, the Russia-Ukraine
anything at all?
under Biden, there was the Russia-Ukraine war, right? And the Russia-Ukraine war led to this happening.
Well, we're not, but Parker, we're not talking about the Russia-Ukraine war, bro. We're talking about
You're asking
NATO
for what is the
paying
reason
their
why
fair
they
share.
increased their defense budgets. The reason why they increased their defense
but my
budgets is
question
because
is,
of
why
Russia
are you
invading
bringing
Ukraine.
up- My question is, why are you bringing up Biden? What's the whole point of bringing up Biden? What did you bring up Biden for right now? Why?
Because neither president actually did anything to force them to increase
Yes,
their.
they did. Yes, Trump
Okay, so
did.
how
He
did
went
Trump
and sat
force
with
them?
He went and negotiated, sat down with
He
them,
didn't.
told them they. Oh my God, bro.
He didn't.
Wait, so hold up. Negotiating with them and telling them to do something is not forcing them.
Okay, he sat down with them, told them they need to pay their fair share, and they did do that. Yes, they did. I don't know why you're bringing
not
up
due to his
Biden.
actions, though. It was due to the Russia-Ukraine war. I already went over this.
Oh, so they'll pay their fair share due to the Russian-Ukraine war? That's
Can
what
you
you're
tell
gonna
me
say?
what paying their fair share means? Because it's not into the annual budget for NATO. It's
Yes,
specifically just
they
their own
agreed to their
defense.
They agreed. Yeah, I'll tell you.
2% what?
Just listen. They agreed to pay 2% of their GDP, and they were not doing that. A lot of countries, Santana
2%
just
on what?
said it. A lot of countries. Hold on, bro. Wait. They were not doing that. Trump comes in, tells them they need to do that. Then they started doing that. I agree 100% with doing that. Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't
And-
know why you brought up Biden like it's a W with Biden. Biden didn't do anything at all.
Okay. So I brought that up to demonstrate that it happened under his term, not that he even did anything to cause it. Okay? I'm just saying it happened
Exactly.
under his
Thank
term,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Secondly,
you.
that would mean it's not caused
Wait,
by
hold on,
Trump.
hold on. Why? Hold on. Why did they do that?
Why are
under
you
his
able to
term?
cut me off, but
Hold
I'm
on.
not able to make a point?
Because I want to stop you right there. Why did
I
they
could,
pay
I
their-
did, I want to
their
do that to you, and you were
2% under-
complaining
Hold on. Why did they pay their 2% under Biden? Why?
because of the Russia-Ukraine war. I've already said this 4 times. Do you want me to
Prove
say it
that.
again?
Okay, prove that right now. Prove that they paid their fair share due to the Russian-Ukraine war. Prove that right now.
Okay, when you again, I'm just responding to your
Bro,
notion
can
of
you
fair
just
share.
prove
The
that
notion
right
of
now?
can you just shut
Bro,
the
can you
fuck
just
up
prove
and
that
listen
right
for a
now?
second? How about that, buddy? Okay.
Also,
you're just
notion of-
again,
the notion
I
of-
can prove that whenever you're ready.
The
Parker.
notion of fair share that you're specifically referencing doesn't even make any fucking sense because it's not paying into the annual budget for NATO. It's specifically their own defense for their own country. Okay? Why did they do this in response to the Russia-Ukraine war? Because Russia was invading the rest of Ukraine, and bolstering their own defense is necessary response to Russia. How do we know this? Because
Parker.
it happened after the fact that Russia invaded Ukraine. You can't explain
Parker,
it if you don't
Parker.
say it has some sort of relation to that. I'm not saying all of it is caused by that.
Parker.
I'm just saying most of it is.
Okay, Parker. Prove that NATO paid their 2% due to the Russian-Ukraine war. Prove that to me right now.
I can prove it.
ahead.
Yeah, prove
Looking
it.
at the actual data, if you go to the defense expenditures of NATO countries, and this runs from 2014 to 2025, the Russian-Ukraine war started in 2014. Prior to that, in 2014,
Wait,
there was
what?
less.
The Russian-Ukraine war started in 2014.
Well, he's talking about the Crimea. The war
Yeah.
itself happened in
The over-
2014.
yeah.
Crimea.
Yeah,
That's
I'm sorry.
Crimea.
The
That's not
annexation. The
Ukraine.
annexation started in 2014. I apologize. The annexation
Of who? Of who?
Of Crimea.
Crimea.
Crimea, right?
Yeah,
right.
that's
So we're not
that was
talking
a part
about
of
Crimea,
Ukraine.
though, right?
Yeah, that was the start of it.
Okay, so then when Parker says the Russian-Ukraine war, was he talking about Crimea?
Can I finish? I wasn't.
Well, no, I'm not going to let
done.
you guys just obfuscate from your claims, bro. This
Ron,
is
I,
it's
no
ridiculous.
one's running from. You have to listen to what I'm saying. It started in
I heard what
2014
you
with
said.
the annexation of Crimea. If you look at the actual spending of NATO starting in 2015, they started to slightly increase the spending. Slightly increase the meeting of the budget. They increased it year over year, starting from 2015, going all the way up to 2020. But then you saw the largest jumps starting in 2022 to 2024, in which the actual the physical portion of the war occurred in of 2022, right, where they started actually launching a full-scale military invasion. So since the start of the annexation of Crimea, NATO started to slowly fulfill their actual obligation to increase the military, or meeting the budget amount for all of the countries. But you see the largest increase year over year starting in 2022.
Right. Now, did Trump sit down with NATO and tell them they need to pay their fair share of 2%?
Who's president in 2022?
Wait, actually,
Can you answer my question, bro? Okay,
wait,
hold on.
Run
My
it.
question.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Did Trump sit down with him?
I'm trying to respond to you. Yes, he did.
Go
One
ahead.
thing you also need to consider is that in 2014, they sat down at a summit specifically to do a target for 2%. Okay, they also did that in 2014. Okay,
Agreed.
And
Yes,
that's why these
agreed.
numbers I can send you from Statista specifically, they demonstrate that there's been an increase since 2014. So that was pre-existing Trump's administration.
Right. You're talking about when they agreed to the 2%, right?
Yeah, that was in
To pay
2014.
their 2% of their GDP, right?
Yeah, so like the sit down to happen for that was in 2014 after Russia
Right.
annexed Crimea, not specifically during Trump's administration.
Yeah, and they didn't do that, right? A lot of countries did not do their 2%, correct?
Yeah, they started mostly doing the 2% once we reached 2023, right? There was a massive increase, 2024 massive increase, and then leading to 2025. Basically, every single one of the countries is at 2%.
Yeah, after Trump sat down with them, correct?
Wait, Trump sitting down in 2017, okay, but that was like
Yeah.
way prior. The after it happened specifically after 2022, 2023 with the invasion of Ukraine.
And then he sat down with them again and said instead of 2%, 5%, correct?
Yeah, which is bullshit. It makes no sense.
Why? Why is that
Yeah,
bullshit?
because that would mean that we would have to do $1.5 trillion a year, which is insane.
What do you mean? We were paying the most. It wasn't even close. What do you mean?
These people are like just not smart, okay? I'm explicitly telling you that would mean as a percentage of our GDP, we would have to pay $1.5 trillion a year on our defense, which is insane, which would mean that we'd go into more debt, which would not be effective for our country, which would mean we'd have to take money out of Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid or all the different programs that we rely upon.
You're talking about the 5%? You're talking about the 5%,
Yes.
right? Okay. Now, when we're talking about the 2%, Trump sat down with them, told them they need to pay their fair share, and then they started paying it, correct? That's
Wow,
correct.
he's
statement,
asked
right?
me the same question like 10 times. Holy shit,
Well,
dude.
then that's all.
You want to ask me the question again, dude? Holy, how
No,
many
that's
times
my
are you going to
whole
ask
claim.
me? The same stupid question.
Okay, great.
Wait,
That's
wait,
my whole
wait.
claim,
Can
and
you take
just
a
said
can
that
you
How
take
many
a step back?
times?
right?
Can you take a step back?
Okay, well, then there's nothing more to be said about this issue.
Wait. Take a step back.
We can move
When
on to
was
the
that
next
meeting?
issue if you'd like.
When was that meeting that they decided that they were going to actually meet that 2%, or when they established the 2%?
You mean under Trump, right?
No,
The meeting? What meeting are you
the
talking
summit,
about?
the summit in Wales that Parker was just telling you about. When did that happen?
Where they said they will agree to 2%?
Yes,
I believe 2014.
2014. Who was president in 2014?
What does that have to do with anything?
Who was president in 2014?
Bro, it wasn't Trump.
Don't worry.
It was
don't worry.
Obama.
I got you. In 2014, the actual president was Barack Obama. In
Yeah,
2014
okay.
in Wales, they set 2 mile markers. The first mile marker was by 2020, by the end of 2024, to have all of the original all of the European NATO members to meet the actual 2% spending, which they did. And in 2025, they checked off that all of the countries
wait.
actually exceeded the 2% spending, so they met that marker. Now, do you know what the second agreed upon increase? Because they have actually committed to a new increase.
I need to stop you there though, because you just said that they agreed to the 2% and they paid the 2%, right? Is that what you just said?
At this point, they're paying 2%, yeah.
In 2014, yes, they agreed
Bro,
to
oh
by
my God,
2024.
Duh,
By
I know they're paying
2024,
the 2%, you dumbass. Because of Trump.
No, it's
That's
not
my
because of
whole
Trump.
point.
You
This
have no data
agreement
for that.
came in
No
place
evidence.
before Trump.
You guys are
These
Bro.
plans existed prior to Trump, and they were mostly
they
fulfilled
agreed. Yes,
when
they
Trump
agreed
wasn't
to
in
2%
office.
that they were not paying. Yes.
Wait, it was mostly fulfilled when Trump wasn't in office, and it was made before Trump was in office. Yet he's crediting only Trump.
Also, and what
This
I
is
was going
TDS,
with is,
Trump devotion
who was the
syndrome.
only one?
they
Who
have
was
a
the only one
second
that
wait
pushed
they
the
have a
issue on them
second
to tell
layer
them to
that
pay
they're
their
set to
2%, though?
they have a second layer that they have that was agreed upon as well, and by it says here by 2035 they're looking to actually have the new guidelines of 3.5%. So that had nothing to do with Trump either.
Bro. Bro, this issue is already over, bro. You guys said that Trump sat down with them, then they paid their 2%.
No,
Nobody else sat down with them and told them they need to pay their 2%. Nobody.
Obama sat down in 2014 and established
And they
the
agreed
2%.
to a 2% that they were not paying, correct?
They agreed to the 2%.
Uh-huh.
Who was the president after Barack Obama?
Bro, that's like saying, hey,
Who was the
these
president
people
after
are
Barack
agreeing to
Obama?
pay- Oh my God, bro.
Who was the president after Barack Obama?
Bro, it doesn't matter who was president when they agreed to the 2%. That's not my claim. My claim is Trump made them pay their actual 2%. He sat down with them and told them,
I think
"You
it's
need to
hilarious
pay
that
their
Barack
2%,"
Obama,
and
Barack
then they
Obama
paid
was the
their
president when
2%.
they agreed to the criteria, and then Joe Biden was
Okay.
the president when they made the largest actual increase of meeting the criteria
After Trump.
But for some,
After Trump
but for
sat
some
down with
reason,
them, right?
it's because of Trump.
Yes. That's my whole point. Yes. And you know that's a fact. You know it is.
So it was just Trump and his words.
Trump sat down, bro. How many times do I have to tell you this? I know
Trump
you.
didn't
I
create
know.
the
I
agreement.
know you hate this W so bad, bro.
Trump didn't
You
create
hate
the.
it.
Wait, so if it was all Trump, right? Why is it during the 4 years that Trump was in office that we didn't see the largest increase in spending under Trump?
Oh, because they didn't pay it instantly. Is that what you want to hear? They didn't pay it
Oh
ASAP.
my God, this is cope. This is just cope.
Okay, so
Bro.
Literally just cope.
so hey, dude,
Who was the only president to sit
Hey,
down
dude.
with NATO and tell them they need to pay their 2%?
it wasn't Trump. Trump was not the only one who did that. That happened in
Okay,
2014.
who else did that?
It happened
Who
in
else did that?
2014 under
Oh
Obama.
my God, bro. Are you guys fucking, bro?
Wait,
How many times
the
do we have
original
to go over
agreement
this?
happened in 2014 under Obama.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So then why can you say,
agree.
oh,
Parker,
the
I
only
agree.
reason to do this
Parker.
is fucking Donald Trump?
Parker,
It's because of
I
Donald Trump.
agree with
It
you.
happened because of Trump.
Oh my God, bro. You guys hate this W from Trump so bad.
Genuinely, dude. Okay, I'm done having this conversation with you. You can move on, right? Like, you've done the
They
same
were
point a million
paying
times.
nothing after
We've
their
already gone
agreement.
over it
That's
and
my whole
addressed it
point.
multiple times, bruv.
Yeah, I know. So W Trump for that.
There's no W Trump
So-
there. But can you continue?
There's no W. Trump didn't make them pay their fair share. Okay.
No.
No.
What would
He
happen to
didn't.
them
He
if they
sit down
didn't?
with them. He
What would
didn't sit
happen
down
to
with
them if they
and tell them-
didn't?
Oh my God, bro. See, you love to obfuscate. What would have happened if Trump didn't do, bro?
No, what would have happened if they didn't? Did Trump like have an enforcement mechanism?
Why can't you just admit we made NATO pay their fair share of 2%, bro? By Trump. Trump was the only one to do it. Oh, you're right. Obama started the agreement. That's great. And then they were not paying their 2% after that.
I
Wait,
just want to.
because the agreement was set to be done within 10 years. Do you know how math works?
Oh my God.
I want to call out two things. First and
You guys
foremost,
are
this is a quote
like he doesn't know.
from Barack Obama in 2014 in Brussels. The situation in Ukraine reminds us that our freedom isn't free. We got to be willing to pay for the assets personally and train required to make sure that that we have a credible NATO force and as effective deterrent force. This cannot just be the U.S. and UK exercise. Everyone has to be chipping in. Talking about increasing the spending for NATO in 2014. So Barack Obama directly spoke to that and Ukraine, as Parker stated, and the increase. And this, you can go look this one up. This is from PolitiFacts, which is in 2020, Only nine NATO allies were spending 2% of their GDP defense, and then it went from in 2024 from 9 to 23, and they will spend at least 2%. This actual fact check was done because again they went from 9 countries to 23 countries under Biden. So. Yeah.
Also, did you know that the U.S. is not even the largest spender in terms of GDP percentage?
It's not.
Yeah, who is?
There is specifically Norway. There is Poland. There is Latvia.
Oh, all the countries that we
Estonia,
don't need. All the countries
and
that we
Lithuania.
don't need to do.
What?
All the countries we don't need to do shit at all, right?
What do you mean? Those are countries that are right on the border. So yeah, we do need them to do stuff.
Yeah. What have they done with us
also,
with Iran?
Sorry.
Hold on. What have they done
one last
with us
call
to
out.
help
One
with
last call
Iran?
out. When Biden made that quote about going from 2020 from the 9 countries to the 23 countries, it was literally at the 75th anniversary of NATO, the alliance. Like he was speaking directly to NATO when he was talking about the increase. So Biden was sitting down with them when they made the largest increase ever. You're just fucking wrong.
Biden. So you attribute all of this to Biden now.
That's not what he said. He just said that if anything, your argument wouldn't. He said if anything, your argument would conclude that actually Biden did this because Biden did a lot more for the negotiations and for the 2% than Trump ever could have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not attributing the success to one person. You are.
Yeah, exactly. I am. That's my claim. Trump made them sat down with them, told them they need to pay their bro. Trump sat down with them, told them you need to pay your 2% of your GDP.
Dude, this is already happening. So this is just Trump taking credit for something that already existed.
Nobody else told them to do that, bro.
Yes, they did. What do you mean? This was agreed up. It was agreed upon in 2014. We already went over this.
Oh my God, bro! How many times are you gonna keep telling me Obama agreed? Told them to
Do you want me to give you the source?
Agreement in the first place.
Do you want me to give you the source? How many more times do I need to tell you? Because I can keep.
You don't need to tell me at all. That's what I'm. That's my whole point.
Then you should accept the point. Then.
Oh my God, bro. Let's just move on because you guys are just.
Because you're wrong.
Dumb.
Because you're wrong.
Wrong about what? What am I wrong about?
I just cited how you're wrong.
Hold on. What am I wrong?
It was agreed upon in 2014.
And what am I wrong about?
Was Trump in office in 2014?
No.
So
what am I wrong
it was
about?
agreed upon
hold on.
before Trump wasn't even in office. Interesting.
What am I wrong about, Parker? What am I wrong about?
You said that the only one to establish this agreement or to tell them to do 2% was Trump.
I did not say that. I didn't say that.
You did say the only one that told them to do it was Trump. That's why I went to go look up the quotes. I went to look up the quotes specifically because you said the only one that said that was Trump.
I'll say it again because I know you guys aren't that smart.
He's gonna do it.
Trump sat down with NATO. Told them they need to pay their 2%. Then they did. W. Trump. No. Biden.
What year did they start doing 2%?
After Trump sat down with them.
Wait, so what year?
It was not just one single year. It was over a couple years.
Oh, so it didn't happen right after he sat down with them.
What were they paying before Trump? Hold on. What were they paying before Trump sat down with them? What were they paying?
Who were they paying?
What were these countries? Hold on. What were these countries paying out of their GDP before Trump had sat down with them? What were they paying?
Well, over 10%.
Let's start there.
Over 10% were already doing the 2%. Between I think it's around 15%. We're doing 1 to 1.4, and around less than 5% we're doing less than 1%. And then by the end of his presidency,
let me see. Can you pull that? Can you?
I can just pull it up on screen.
Yeah, let me see that.
I just want to call out the fact that both Obama and Biden also sat down with them and got more results than Donald Trump just saying stuff.
Yeah, like you see most of the increases after 2022. You see like with the darker numbers, the blue one at the bottom, the dark blue one. That's specifically that one is that one's what's it called 2%. So you can see it fully increasing. It's like fully realized in 2025. like when Trump gets into office. So Trump inherits it fully realized.
Okay, since 2014. Wait, hold on. Pull it up a little bit. Let me see. 2%.
The baby's making a way better argument than you.
Not even close. Way better argument. W baby.
Yeah, I know. All you guys understand is babies because you guys are fucking weird.
What? That
not
made
our
no
fault
sense.
that
That
the
made no
babies
fucking
are,
sense. Did you just try to say all you guys do is understand babies? Like what?
Well, I was about to say it's not
You
our
have
fault
a baby,
that
sir.
your baby is more coherent than you.
You
What-
have a
what
baby.
did he
Aren't you
say?
supposed to understand your baby?
What did my baby say right now? What did he say?
Yeah, he said that you're
What is he
wrong.
saying?
Yeah, he said that
So
Trump
my dad
sucks.
is making a horrible argument. Please forgive us.
Yeah, that is not what I mean. It's just him.
This man does not speak for us.
That's all I heard.
Parker, when are you gonna have kids? Are you ever gonna have kids?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, when?
I don't know. Probably in the next 10 years.
Yeah. Let me see that. Anyways, so yeah, Trump sat down with these countries, told them pay their fair share. So, anyways, we can move on from there. What else? Let's talk about. I like the big beautiful bill. What do you guys? Why don't you like the big beautiful bill?
Why don't I like the big beautiful bill? Well, because it cuts
Yeah.
420,000 children off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every single month, over 10 million people off their access to health insurance, and over 2.5 million people off their access to food stamps on average every single month, along with adds $3.4 trillion to the debt. Most of the tax breaks go to the richest
Are you talking about
Americans.
the work requirements?
Those work requirements did prevent people from having access to those basic necessities, yes.
Oh, so you disagree with the work requirements?
Yes, I actually do, because they are going to disenfranchise people who are disabled in this country, who specifically haven't yet
What do you mean?
qualified.
It's able-bodied.
Yeah, I know,
What do
but
you mean?
listen. So it's people who haven't yet qualified for disability, yet still are disabled. So they're going to be disenfranchised by this, and predominantly children will. The predominant
Wait, what do you
beneficiaries
mean by
of
disenfranchised?
the
You
predominant
mean that they're gonna lose their
beneficiaries of
benefits?
food stamps are children. So when you are cutting food stamps, it's
Hold on,
predominantly
I
going
wanna-
to disenfranchise children. Aw, is the kid okay?
So when you say disenfranchised, are you saying that they're gonna lose benefits?
Well, I just want to. Sorry,
Are
I
you
just want
saying
to make.
disabled people are gonna lose benefits?
Yes, people who have not yet qualified for disability.
People who have not yet qualified for disability. So you mean that with the work requirements, the able-bodied, you
Yeah,
have to work
they'll apply to
20
people who are
hours.
disabled who haven't yet qualified for disability. Yeah.
So again, why do you disagree with work requirements?
Because they
Why?
will these particular work requirements, the extensions for them will disenfranchise children predominantly, and they will Sorry, I just want to make sure the kid's okay.
Yeah, he's just crying. He's just
And
being frosty.
Are they being taken care of, or
What?
are they being taken care of? Like,
He's
is there
just
someone
checking to
there?
make sure the kid's okay because he keeps crying, and we don't want to keep
Yeah,
debating
kids
you.
cry.
Yeah, keep you
Bro,
from being able
bro,
to take care of your
kids-
kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Bro, kids cry all the time, bro.
Oh no, I understand, but I'm just making sure that we're not taking you away from your
Exactly.
kid having attention when it needs it.
No, he's good. He's good.
Okay, alrighty.
He just cries. It's like that.
Okay, that's totally fine. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. So again, the work requirements for the able-bodied people who are receiving benefits, right? You disagree with this because why?
Yeah, because people who are disabled will be disenfranchised because they haven't yet qualified for disability, yet they still are disabled.
Wait,
Also,
can you
we
walk
have
me? Hold on. Can you walk me through that real quick? So you mean to tell me a person who's applying for these benefits,
yeah,
who are disabled,
yeah,
right? You're saying that those people are not going to get these benefits because they're required to work. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
It's able-bodied though, bro. The
Yeah, but,
requirements
like,
are
the
for
w-
able-bodied people.
Sir, how do they
not
verify
dis-
whether
not
you're
disabled
able-bodied or
people.
not? It's whether you qualified for disability already. If they haven't qualified for disability already, they haven't been deemed to be not able-bodied.
Wait,
Does
say
that
that
make
again?
sense? If they
No,
haven't
say
yet
that
qualified
again?
for disability, they haven't been deemed yet to be not able-bodied.
Okay, but they will.
Because it's a
Though,
long
right?
process to qualify for disability. At some point they will, but they're going
No,
to
it's
lose it in the
not.
meantime.
Wait. What do you mean it's a long process? What do you mean? How long is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
process
Disability takes
to apply for benefit?
yeah, it takes several years for people to go through the process sometimes.
Bro, who told you that? What do
People
you
who are
mean?
disabled who
It'll
have
take
gone through the
so you're
process.
saying to get disability, it's going to take years to
Yeah,
get disability?
yeah. Like look at the chat. There are people in the
For
chat who have
where?
yeah, like everywhere on the
What,
country.
bro, that's not true at all. What do
Yeah,
you
it takes
mean?
months to years, right? Months is very, very rare even.
Well,
But
now
yeah, it
first
takes
you
for
went from
many people
years,
years.
now
Like
you're
look at
going
all
to
the people in
months.
the comment section that are saying it's taken
Bro,
years.
I don't care about your little kid chat, bro.
My little
I
kid
don't care
chat,
about your
my chat
teenager
isn't
chat,
little
bro.
children. My chat has obviously there are younger people in my chat, but obviously most of my chat is older. If you look at the age
Okay,
demographics.
well, like you pulled up the NATO statistic, can you pull up how that it takes years to receive benefits?
Yeah, if you actually go
Just
to the
for
Social
people.
Security, if you go to the Social Security Administration, which is ssa.gov, and it talks about the time frame, most people can take anywhere from 6 to 8 months, which is roughly 227 days. But they're also saying that there's been initial claims that are being denied, and the appeal process now has pushed people anywhere from 1.5 to 3 years, and that's from the ssa.gov. That's literally the government saying that it can take anywhere from 6 months to 3 years to get approved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also you can just get it in like a few months though, correct?
Can you
Like
just
2 months, like a
acknowledge
month?
what I would like Parker said to be true with me providing the facts from ssa.gov?
You said
Can you
acknowledge the
acknowledge
fact
that what we
that
said is
Parker first
correct?
said, well, no, because Parker first said it takes years, then he went to months. Now you're saying 6 months.
Again, no.
I said for some people it takes several years, which by the way, Santana just proved to you. And he also said like the average was what, like he said, roughly 7 to 8 months.
No, 6 to 8 months is the average, but there's been a higher increase of
Mm-hmm.
denials, which is pushing people out to 1.5 to 3 years.
What process is that?
The claim process that's
Why is
listed
it taking
with
them
the
so
social
long?
the claim process is listed on the ssa.gov for disability in the United States of America.
Okay, so do you realize that during the meantime of them qualifying, they're going to lose these programs because they haven't
Holy
yet
shit.
qualified?
You know what's funny? I clicked on the breakdown. Only 30% of the approvals make it anywhere between a 6 to 8 month claim. So only 30% of
That's what I
people.
remember. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it does say average. I wonder why it says average for that, but 30% only get that. Can you? Yeah, if you could send that or tell me the title, I can see it myself as well.
Yeah, if you go to it's on www.sss.gov. It's the frequent questions, and then it has like more of a drop down listing for all the other stuff. How do you apply, and then it has more information.
Got you.
Are you gonna be on later? I gotta change my kids' diaper.
Yeah, that's totally okay. I'll be
How long
on.
you about to be on?
I'll be on for the next 3.5 hours at
I'll
least.
come back. I'll come back.
Or actually, sorry, about 2.5 hours. Sorry. All right, I'll see you then.
didn't
I said
realize
3.5
it took
hours.
that
I saw
long.
30 minutes in the top left of my TikTok, and then I was like, "Oh wait, shit! I had to restart. I forgot about that one." We're an hour and 44 minutes in, everyone, meaning we have at least 2 hours and 15 minutes left on the stream at minimum. This is the next person up here. Only do send a guest request if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18.